This is way more of a waffle than I really meant for it to be. Who actually wants to listen to anybody yap like this, you know? And then I realized I listen to people yap all day long like that, so I should just chill. Just put the video out. Just like put the fries in the bag, ma'am. Put the video on the channel, ma'am. And I've actually, guys, you wouldn't believe, like, I kind of, not all the time, but I have filmed a lot of stuff that never made it up to this channel because, like, I would vlog, like, me running around and doing errands, and then I would be like, who the hell wants to see this? Like, legitimately, I know some people do. I don't know. I don't know that I'll ever be, like, 100% proud of any body of work that I make, but I want to try. I'll admit it, I'm nervous. Like, my initial few hundred people were here because they were watching, like, silly video game videos, and then a lot of the rest of you came in from Cindy's audience, and I'm assuming that most of you are like good faith and not like, you know, hate watching or whatever, but I'm not Cindy and I don't have a lot to talk about in regards to Cindy. I mean, she's doing well, we text each other. I mean, I love The Sims too, but I don't think you guys could watch me play it. Like, you'd go crazy. It's like, how do you not know where that item is? You've been playing this for 20 years. Yeah, I know, but I always forget, you know? But, like, I've been thinking a lot about the things that I like. I'm sorry if this is all over the place. So one of the things that I've been thinking about are, like, who are my inspirations insofar as video stuff? And, like, one thing that Cindy and I have in common is we both really like John Waters. For those of you that don't know, he's an indie filmmaker out of Baltimore. He had, like, a whole crew of wonderful degenerates that helped him make these no-budget movies, like Pink Flamingos. And the first John Waters film I ever watched, I was a little kid, and I watched Hairspray.
Baltimore, 1962, heyday of hairdos and hair don'ts.
Which is, I think, pretty age appropriate for kids. If anything, it's like Looney Tunes. It's like, well, the kids don't really necessarily get any of the more subversive parts. They just see a girl going through dance competitions.
Oh, Mother, you're so 50s.
Hairspray.
All right, here's a little tea, right? Here's a little insider info. That interrogation video that Cindy made.
All right, sir. The internet has some questions for you.
The internet? What do you mean they have some questions? Well, who the f*** are you? Like?
I'm the
Yeah, I need
super police. She only cares about herself. She's love bombing you and she's gonna grift her way right into your house.
She's already grifted her and her filthy dogs.
That was badly misunderstood by the audience. She didn't do herself any favors, like she didn't explain it or anything, but that was 100% like, she and Ted are both big John Waters nerds, and they had like been talking about or watching a lot of John Waters stuff, and they just thought it would be funny to film like a no budget scene, very much in the spirit of a John Waters film. So I'm afraid that if I come on here and I let my freak flag fly in that regard, a lot of people are not necessarily gonna get it, but I don't want to have to spoon feed everything either, so it's kind of an odd position. I don't know. I've been watching a lot of clips of a show from like the late 90s that I was in love with called Lauren Hutton, and a lot of people just call it like the Lauren Hutton Show these days, but it was actually called Lauren Hutton and...
But then, when no one was looking, out of the rubble came a survivor. He's Meatloaf, and he's here. That's you.
Oh, you're right.
My guest tonight was the sexy blonde rocker of the 70s, and is still growing strong. Welcome, Deborah Harry.
And then each episode was like Lauren Hutton and Peter Fonda, you know, or whatever.
At any rate, the marriage didn't work out, but we did have beautiful children.
Vic Berger is an editor that I absolutely love, like, and he just does like crazy absurdist stuff.
We didn't make lemonade with whole lemons. That's not how lemonade is made. You don't throw whole lemons in there. Oh, really?
And I like a lot of weird, like, machinima and stuff like that, where, like, people have taken video game footage and edited it or acted out scenarios in it that it makes a completely different story.
You were f***ing in the bar and on the sidewalk.
People don't understand it now, but that happened a lot back then.
You're gonna have to run that one by us again, sister.
It's okay, Lorna.
There's just a lot of that stuff that now we're in an era where I have access to far more equipment and like non-linear video editing and stuff like that than I ever did as a kid. And as a kid, like making silly videos and stuff was like all I dreamed about. Like, well, not all, but it was a big chunk of where a lot of my creative juices went. It was like I wanted to make magazines and I wanted to make videos and I wanted to make news broadcasts and radio shows, and now I have access to the technology. I don't know. I like making videos. I went to school for film and video production originally. That was the first college go through. Like, I used to make videos. It's like Mario Paint in a VCR, you know, and other games and stuff. But Mario Paint, it was pivotal. It was a turning point. The manual for Mario Paint actually said to save your paintings and animations and your songs and things like that, to hook your console up to a VCR and record it. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I'm totally already aware of that technology. I'm on board with that. Back in the day, my mom used to have 2 VCRs hooked up together. Yo-ho, fiddly dee. I come by it naturally. Like, the medium is the message, though, right? Like, what's the point of video that you can't accomplish with audio alone, or a painting, or a book? A lot of it for me is the sampling. Like, did any of you guys ever see, I think it was the first show that HBO ever made, and it was called, like, Dream On? And it was about this guy who just, I guess he daydreamed about old media all the time, and as things would happen in his life, all of these, like, references from old media would clip in.
What is it? That noise?
Don't you know? It's your heart beating. It's pounding and pounding and pounding.
And YouTube is basically that. Like, a lot of people just splice memes into whatever they're doing. You know, whatever reference they're making, they'll just let you know the reference. Like, even if you don't get it, you eventually will, because you'll be exposed to it so many times. Trust me, I don't want to keep looking down at this notebook. This is bad production. I didn't want to make this video. This is the only way I could make it. I am sorry. I will probably gild the lily if I try to over-edit this, so I'm probably going to just try and take the silences out and maybe some of the filler words and stuff, and God bless you if you make it all the way through this. But yeah, it really comes down to me trying to explain to you, the handful of people that are subscribed to me because they actually want to hear from me, that I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to be noise in the background. I'm, great if I keep you company and I am something you're playing in the background, but I don't want to be just more noise. You want to theoretically optimize for YouTube, and if you listen to any of the shovel salesmen who try to give advice on how to YouTube, so what is a niche, right? Like, I mean, I know what a niche is. It's just like a trope, right? You're just flanderizing yourself. I hate that. The niche is, hi, I'm gonna tell you something. Yeah. So basically, I don't really know a niche. I don't know. Maybe we'll figure it out as we go. And I hope I can explain what I know and what I have found, and the unique meshing together of those ideas is worth listening to. Or maybe you can just watch me just crumble, like, holy shit, this is possible. But also machinima. Okay. Cutesy shit. Purple prose. Must have been half asleep. I bet you guys wish you got this video instead. Lord. But the rabbit holes! Look! I don't know which combo of neuro oddity is to blame, but I do very, very deep dives into subjects. A lot of these warrens and burrows can be painful or disorienting without a guide. I am your wayfarer, but I can only take you to the routes I know and learn. I'm not an atlas, but I can definitely draw a couple of detailed maps. Woof, who the f wrote this? Okay. Okay, I know some of you are here to hear the Cindy update. Somebody asked me in a comment, is Cindy coming back to YouTube? Here's what I know. Cindy and I talked about it, and I don't want to betray her trust. What I will say is that I know that right now she is currently not feeling YouTubey. And the hobbies that she has that are tied to YouTube, such as video making and The Sims, especially The Sims 2, are, you know, those are still hobbies of hers, and because they got YouTubified, she does have a hard time just enjoying them for what they are. Sometimes I have encouraged her as her friend to enjoy both of them off of YouTube when she can, and if she can, and if she wants to. I think that she needs creative outlets, and that I hope she does find a way to enjoy those again, or find appropriate replacements. But as it stands right now, you know, she of course considered whether or not she should even leave her channels up, and she has decided to keep the channels up because some people find comfort in them, going back and rewatching things or whatever, and she doesn't feel a need to take them down right now as a result. By leaving them up, she does feel like she's leaving people hanging, and that's not her intent. At least that's my read on it. That's not a direct quote from her. There you go. I don't think that I've told you anything I'm not supposed to, and that is basically what I know of the situation. But I believe that she will be back eventually, even if just to give a small update or to use one of her channels like I have used this channel until somewhat recently, which is just whatever, you know. I'm still kind of whatever.
We interrupt whatever that was supposed to be for this breaking yet lukewarm Cindy news, holiday edition.
Of course, the second I press record, you stop being silly and cute. Okay, hi guys, I know this is gonna be kind of crazy. I'm just trying to shoot something here in the dual vision. I'm gonna look crazy because this is the, you know, that angle. My hair is gonna look wonky, but anyway, so I wanted to show you guys some of the stuff that Cindy sent me for birthday, Christmas, everything. So let's alright, there we go. So I actually, when I first moved in, I didn't have access to like any of my esoteric supplies. So this was actually really clutch. I couldn't even find my tarot deck. So she sent me the Modern Witches tarot deck, which I did not actually have. She sent me the Magical Almanac and the Witch's Calendar, which is her annual tradition. This is actually hanging in my living room on the wall. I had to go get it down. So all of this incense, this is like a drawer for like a little artist stand thing. Everything but the vampire blood she sent me. It was like a multi-pack. The vampire blood you gave to me, remember. We actually got in that cute little witchy shop in Hot Springs. So yeah, hey, look at this. You may notice there's 2 of them, and that is a funny story. Okay, so this is the Sims board game, and let me switch this again. I told Cindy, like during Christmas time, I was like, hey, this is on sale, but we were both trying to save money at the time, and she was like, yeah, that's really cool, too bad I can't get it. And I was like, yeah, same position. But then I was like, well, if she can't get it, like, this is such a crazy angle. I'm already starting to sweat because I turned off the air to record this. Since she couldn't afford it at the time, I was like, well, I'm gonna get it and then we can play it when we're together. And I guess she had the same thought. So she sent me a copy of the game and I had already bought one for her. So when I see her next, she's gonna get a copy of the game, and I promised her we'd play it together then. One of the smaller things I got is just this Walmart throw blanket that just, you know, it's covered in pumpkins and mushrooms and stuff, so I just thought it was super cute. Of course. And Lenny wants to be in the middle of everything. Oh, look at him. Oh, he's a silly boy. Oh, he's a silly boy. Oh my God. It's okay. All right. That's enough excitement. Who's so handsome? Okay, guys, editing Lodane here, and I hope you'll forgive the lack of visuals, but I wanted to get this in really quick just to let you guys know. I realized a little bit of extra news that I forgot to tell you. So since I got the stuff from Cindy, I've been collecting a few gifts throughout Christmas and all of that to give to her, but when her birthday rolled around in May, I just didn't know what to get her. I didn't want to like get something and then hold on to it until she comes back, you know. That could be like another year and a half, I don't really know. Of course I can ship stuff to her, but I just wanted to get something to her that I knew she could get and would lift her mood and all of that, you know, more quickly without it relying on me going to the post office, right? And there was all of this talk in a community lately about Cameo and how some people were charging this much or that much, and Zachary Michael let it be known that they had Cameo slots open and that they were perfectly affordable. You know, Cindy is much like Zach. Cindy doesn't really watch stuff about her. Like if somebody's reacting to her, she doesn't watch that. And I think that's for the better. So I let her know, you know, what's going on with Zach and Zach's community. Not everything, you know, you guys have your privacy. But I do tell her some of the memes. So since Zachary Michael, Zachary Michelle, Zachary Marie's Cameo was affordable and Cindy's birthday was coming up, I said to myself, you know what? She needs to get a big old dose of Zach, since she doesn't watch Zach's videos, but I know that she would enjoy Zach's personality. We gotta have these two meet. So I'm going to show you the first chunk of the Cameo. Well, look who it is. The old LifePlusCindy. Cindy girl. Hi, hello. It's funny to be meeting this way. But your bestie, Lodane, wanted me to wish you a happy birthday. I also didn't even know your birthday was coming up. Okay, Taurus. I should probably know that. As a LifePlusCindy enthusiast, I should probably know. You do give Taurus energy. Wait, no, Cindy, I gotta be so honest. I don't know shit about when it comes to astrology. I really don't. When somebody wants to talk to me about it, I just pretend to know. So they'll be like, oh yeah, I am a Virgo, and because of that, I love eating cheese. And I'm like, oh, you are so right. Eating cheese is such a Virgo thing. You're so right. Yeah, I was thinking you were Virgo. Your energy was really giving Virgo energy. Anyways, here we are. I don't think Lodane knew what she was getting into, asking me to do a happy birthday. A happy birthday. Also, you're only turning 29. You were so young, diva. Turning 29, and anyways, I don't think Lodane knew what they were getting into whenever they got this whole situation type of deal for me. But here we are. Okay, here's the thing that I do know about you. I think it's like public, so you could go find it if you were really that curious, but it gets more heartfelt throughout, and I just kind of felt like it would be fun to show you guys the beginning of it and leave the rest for the two of them. Another thing I wanted to give you guys a brief update on, and I will happily expand on it, but I have successfully talked Cindy really into watching a bunch of stuff. And I'm not usually the person who's like, oh, hey, let me push all of my TV stuff off on you. But maybe I like some spooky offbeat melodrama. Like, I like the 1966 Dark Shadows soap opera. I like Twin Peaks. I like Buffy. I like a lot of True Blood. Not all of it. And I've been told actually that like the missing fifth show here is probably American Gothic, but I don't know anything about it and I've never watched it. Here's my cross-pollination report in regards to this. I have gotten Cindy to agree to basically watch all of those shows except for American Gothic, because again, like that's a tangent. Quit talking about American Gothic. Okay, she already had her heart set on watching Twin Peaks. But how I started all of this is actually Buffy, right? You guys may have seen, like, there's the Buffy tarot, and I was explaining everything and, like, being an emotional wreck, because that's what happens when I think too long about Buffy. And I explained to her how the clothing and the slang and the music, especially the live musical performances that are actually at the club, are all this crazy late 90s, early 2000s time capsule, but she's not quite as like nostalgia poisoned as a lot of millennials are. Like, she's not, I'm worse than she is. I'm frequently talking about Jim and the holograms and things like that. But I felt like maybe she just needed a little shot of that, especially since she never enjoyed it at the time. I did a little trick. Right? So I curated this really badass list of all of the music, all of the bands that show up in every season, every episode, all of that. And I explained that to her, and she's totally on board. She's totally on board for Buffy now. When you are not a Buffy fan and you see the fandom, it's very easy to be anti-Buffy. I was at one point myself. She'd already agreed to Dark Shadows before that. Then she's agreed to Buffy. And actually a lot of this also started because, Be Jealous. She gave me her folder. Her Sims 2 folder. I'm very amused by that. I have the pleasantsims folder. And in there was like a recolor for the delivery van, but like a True Blood recolor. And I was like, wait a minute, what? She's never talked about True Blood. And I started working on like the True Blood items, the ones that vend from machines that are modded objects. And so I was asking her like, well, what do you think about the True Blood stuff, da-da-da-da-da? And she had never watched the show. This all ties in to the fact that I've really gotten on like a subtitling, like captioning kick lately. I plan on doing a bunch of subtitling work around those shows. And so she's not going to probably start watching them until I give her better captions than are available right now, because I'm super picky. Most of the captions for Buffy really compress the speech, and we can get into pacing and all of that, but linguistically, Buffy is very important for that time, and actually capturing actual language, I feel like, is more important than condensing things down, but that's for another time. So that's a nice little update.
We interrupt this interruption with another interruption. Breaking news about some text conversation between two middle-aged weirdos.
I love Public Domain Day, and this year, one of the movies listed as having gone into the public domain was called Ladies of Leisure.
Anything I can do for you?
Yeah, got a cigarette?
And it is a real Pygmalion situation, like a Pretty Woman type situation in this movie. And I watched it. I think the ending is a little wonky, but I did enjoy some of the comedic parts of it. I really liked the best friend of both the female lead and the male lead. The male lead is kind of whatever, but the female lead, the lady, is Barbara Stanwyck. And I've seen her before. I like mostly remember her as an older woman, but it really stunned me how similar she and Cindy look in this movie especially. So I sent Cindy a flood of pictures of Barbara Stanwyck, and I was like, I found your Hollywood doppelganger. I found the one that I would cast as you if we could go through all of time and space and make a movie of my life. And she was like, yeah, I kind of see it, but I'm not that glam, booby-doo-doo-doo. But she did agree that the scenes in the movie, like, she could see where I was coming from there. Tell me what you guys think. This movie is now in the public domain, so you can actually just go watch it. If you're not really sure if you want to, I took a chunk, the first 15-20 minutes that Barbara Stanwyck is on screen, and edited it down. I'm gonna upload it as an unlisted video, and if you're watching this on a playlist, it'll probably be like the next video, but I'll leave a link in the description below, so you can watch that and decide if you want to spend a full 1 hour, 40 minutes of your life watching the full movie, basically, and this doesn't go too crazy with the spoilers, because it's only the first chunk of the movie. But tell me what you guys think as far as this being Cindy's celebrity doppelganger. Tell me if you have a different Cindy doppelganger, and this isn't just me trying to like get engagement from you guys. I legitimately want to know if you agree with me or if you have a better idea of a different celebrity doppelganger and why. And go ahead and tell me who you think my celebrity doppelganger is if you've got one lined up. Most people do. It's a struggle. It is a struggle. I have struggled my whole life to figure out who my celebrity doppelganger is, but that's beside the point. Okay, I'm done. Bye.